Listen, this is extraordinary, this documentary.
Oh, yeah. I
Keep
agree.
making all the documentaries that your fingerprints are on, and we thank you for coming. You're always welcome at this table, always.
If there's one Hollywood legend who refuses to conform to the industry's woke agenda, it's Morgan Freeman. Known for his commanding presence and unapologetic honesty, Freeman has never been one to sugarcoat the truth. And recently, during a heated exchange on The View, he proved once again why he's a force to be reckoned with. What started as a routine interview quickly took a turn when the hosts attempted to steer the conversation in a direction that Freeman wasn't willing to entertain. But instead of dodging the topic or offering a politically correct response, he did something no one expected. He pushed back hard. What happened next? It left producers scrambling behind the scenes, hosts visibly flustered, and the audience in stunned silence. Because Freeman didn't just challenge their narrative, he completely dismantled it, live on air, leaving The View with nowhere to turn. Stay tuned, because this is a moment you do not want to miss. Morgan Freeman appeared on The View to discuss his new Netflix documentary. But within minutes, things took an unexpected turn when co-host Sunny Hostin decided to bring up another topic, one that the producers weren't prepared for.
As some politicians around the country try to erase Black history, you're making sure people don't forget vital parts of our past, including this documentary that you executive produced called 761st.
It was supposed to be a simple promotional interview, an easy conversation about his latest project. But instead, the discussion veered into controversial territory, touching on race, history, and identity politics, subjects that The View has built its reputation on debating, often with a very clear agenda.
Did I get that right? Yeah, 761st Tank Battalion, the original Black Panthers, about the first Black battalion to fight in World War II.
First Black Armored Battalion.
Yes.
As we all know, The View is known for pushing a particular narrative, and the last thing producers wanted was for Morgan Freeman to challenge that narrative on live television or say something that didn't align with their messaging. But what they really weren't expecting, he didn't just push back, he completely flipped the script.
Start in the 40s and move up. And how many times did I see Black people in the movies? And if I did see them, what were they doing?
And just like that, Morgan Freeman shattered the idea that history needs to be boxed into a category. He wasn't playing by their rules, and you could tell the hosts didn't know how to handle it. Behind the scenes, the producers were freaking out. Morgan Freeman had the power to challenge their narrative, and they knew it. The show thrives on ideological agreement, with guests usually nodding along to the hosts' viewpoints. But here was Freeman, one of Hollywood's biggest names, completely unfiltered, refusing to conform, and unapologetically speaking his mind. They could sense that this wasn't going to be just another routine segment. Freeman wasn't playing along, and every second that passed without him falling in line made the producers more anxious. Would they try to cut to a commercial break? Would they attempt to steer the conversation back on track? Either way, it was too late. Freeman was already in control. What did they do next? They tried to cut him off.
I had a question, but we run out of time.
Longtime viewers weren't buying it. They flooded social media, questioning why Freeman was given such a short segment when reality TV stars and influencers often get much longer interviewed. Many pointed out the hypocrisy. Why rush a conversation with a Hollywood legend while giving extended airtime to guests with far less to say? Comments poured in, with fans demanding to know if the network was deliberately cutting Freeman short to avoid uncomfortable truths. Some even speculated that the show's producers were scrambling to regain control, fearing that his unfiltered opinions didn't fit their agenda. One user on X wrote, "Ladies of The View must be regretting the day they invited Morgan Freeman. By the way, why does The View has all 100% biological females? Why don't they have a trans on their show?" Another added, "Invite him back. 6 minutes isn't enough for a legend." But was this really about time constraints, or was something bigger at play? The truth is, Freeman has a history of refusing to play into Hollywood's political games. He's spoken out before, calling Black History Month an insult, saying,
I don't want a Black History Month. Black history is American history.
How are we going to get rid of racism?
Stop talking about it. I'm going to stop calling you a white man.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you to stop calling me a black man.
Hollywood elites don't like when someone with Freeman's influence speaks his mind. And The View, they weren't about to let him go any further. This isn't the first time Hollywood has tried to silence Freeman. From baseless accusations to sudden career roadblocks, some believe he's been targeted for refusing to play by their rules. He's never been one to follow the Hollywood script, and that makes him a problem for those who want every celebrity to toe the line. But despite their best efforts, Freeman remains one of the most respected voices in entertainment. His decades-long career, undeniable talent, and unwavering authenticity have made him a legend, one that fans refuse to see erased. And if The View thought they could shut him up or brush past his words, well, let's just say the audience wasn't having it. In fact, the backlash was only just beginning. But here's the real kicker: Morgan Freeman himself didn't stay silent after this awkward encounter on The View. Shortly after the interview, clips of the moment went viral, racking up millions of views across platforms. Social media exploded with reactions, with many praising Freeman for standing his ground while others debated the show's handling of the situation. And when Freeman was asked about it in a follow-up interview, he didn't backpedal or soften his words, he doubled down. With his signature calm yet commanding presence, he made his stance even clearer, proving once again why he's one of the few Hollywood legends unafraid to speak his mind.
You and I, we're proof. Why would race have anything to do with it? Put your mind to what you want to do and go for that. It's kind of like religion to me.
Now you'd think a message like that, one of unity and shared history, would be embraced, right? A legendary actor using his platform to promote understanding should have been a moment of inspiration. Well, not exactly. Instead of celebrating Freeman's words, certain media outlets wasted no time twisting his message, accusing him of trying to erase historical struggles. Headlines framed him as out of touch, while pundits dissected his comments, claiming he was downplaying important issues. It was a classic case of the media taking words out of context to fit their preferred narrative. But here's the thing: Morgan Freeman has spent decades telling history through films, documentaries, and interviews. He's been praised for his powerful storytelling and unwavering dedication to truth. So why is it suddenly a problem when he says something they don't want to hear? Is it because he refuses to follow the script? Or because his words challenge the carefully curated narrative that Hollywood and mainstream media try so hard to protect? Either way, one thing is clear: Freeman isn't backing down. The hypocrisy is obvious. When a celebrity aligns with the mainstream narrative, they're celebrated and praised as brave for speaking out. But when someone like Freeman dares to think differently, when they question the status quo or refuse to play along, suddenly they're controversial, problematic, or even dangerous. It's a double standard that we've seen play out time and time again. The moment a public figure steps out of line, the media rushes to discredit them, twist their words, or silence them altogether. But if they thought Morgan Freeman would back down, they were sorely mistaken. This isn't just about The View. It's part of a bigger pattern in Hollywood where actors, musicians, and public figures are expected to stick to a certain script, whether they believe in it or not. The entertainment industry thrives on controlled narratives, and those who dare to challenge them often find themselves in the crosshairs. And if they don't comply, they get labeled, blacklisted, or quietly pushed out. Suddenly, roles dry up, invitations to major events disappear, and the media starts painting them in a different light. We've seen it happen time and time again. Respected figures reduced to controversial outsiders simply because they refuse to play along. But Morgan Freeman, he's never been one to be silenced. But if there's one thing we know about Morgan Freeman, it's that he doesn't bow to pressure. He's built a career on authenticity, refusing to let Hollywood politics dictate his voice or beliefs. And that's exactly why he's still standing tall today. While others cave to industry expectations, Freeman remains unwavering, proving that real influence comes from integrity, not compliance. His resilience has earned him not only respect, but also a devoted fan base that sees through the media's attempts to control the narrative. And as long as he continues to speak his truth, no amount of pushback will be enough to silence him. So what do you think? Was The View trying to cut Morgan Freeman off because they were afraid of what he might say, or was it really just a matter of running out of time? Do you believe Hollywood has a pattern of silencing voices that don't align with their agenda? Let's get the conversation going. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think Freeman was treated unfairly, or was this just business as usual for mainstream media? And if you enjoyed this video and want to see more stories that challenge the mainstream narrative, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.